Hello everyone, it's For the Love of Silver. Hope everybody's having a good day today. I'll start the show out. When we just do I'm just gonna start doing the top 6 on the places to buy bullion, because every time, we all know APMEX, JM Bullion, and Money Metals is always way higher than, or their spot price, the shows, is way higher than a lot of other companies. So I'm just going to start leaving them off, but maybe we'll add them back later for a comparison, just to show that there's 40 cents difference in the spot price, when you go to buy something online. Like from Bullion Brothers, let's say March 6th, Bullion Brothers was at 24.15 and APMEX was at 24.39. So that's a 35-cent difference right there. No, it wasn't. Hold on, 25-cent difference. But I'm just going to start doing the top 5. So today we're going to do Bullion Brothers. Of course, they're always leading the pack here lately. And until somebody leaves a comment and a cheaper place to buy it, and there is cheaper places to buy it. If you have a coin shop in your town, usually you can get them there, for a couple bucks over spot. Sometimes even find better deals than that. And sometimes you can find real good deals at the pawn shop, because they buy silver by weight. And a lot of times they'll put it out by weight, the same thing. I've bought several coins from a pawn shop that were worth a lot more in numismatic value than I bought in the online or whatever. I bought a 1999 proof eagle for $35 one time at a pawn shop, because he had a sign up there that said all eagles $35. And I was like, the one in the blue box, the real shiny one? And he's like, yeah. So, and then when he grabbed it, he said, wow, I think that's a proof. And then I checked the price of it, and it was about 120 bucks online, and I got it for 35 bucks. So there's deals out there. But coin shops are obviously the best place. Most of the time, if you have a coin shop in your area, go there. That's what my advice is. But online, I'm just giving you the online prices. Today, March 7th, Bullion Brothers is at 24.32. Looks like our spot prices went up about 20-something cents since yesterday. Kitco is at $24.37 an ounce. Monument Metals is at $24.38 an ounce. Hero Bullion's at $24.43 an ounce. And SD Bullion is at $24.50 an ounce. And all those companies run deals too, so you should always look for the deals. I know that Monument Metals, I'm not sure if they're still running or not, but they probably are. If you're the first time buyer, you can get 5 buffaloes at spot. And that's still $125 or less. And that's still a good deal on silver. If you ask me, 5 ounces for $123 or something like that. And then you have to, of course, buy $200 worth from them to get the free shipping. But, Hero Bullion, you can find deals there as well. And you can find deals at all of them. SD Bullion, Hero, Monument, and Bullion Brothers as well. And they are the cheapest place to buy it, or their spot price shows up as the cheapest. But SD Bullion has great deals too, and they're all companies competing with each other. So, you have to do your own shopping in your own kind of way with your own budget, and be careful. But still, silver, even though it did a little raise today, gold went up too. So it's still 88.54 to 1. It takes 88.5 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. And myself, what I'm waiting on is that ratio to tighten like it did in the 80s and like it did in 2010. I think it got down to 40 to 1 in 2010, and it got down to 20-something to 1 in the 80s. And there was a lot of reasons for that. Everybody always says it's the Hunt brothers and yada yada, but there was a lot of different reasons for that. You just got to be careful. In budget, I mean, the dollars, they are what they are. We got to have them. You know, there's no doubt about it. You're going to have some cash on hand to pay bills, this and that. Times are getting rough. Inflation is out of this freaking world crazy right now. And hopefully there'll be an end to that soon, you know. I mean, it's bad when you can buy a gallon of organic milk and if you're making $12 an hour, you know, that's 1 gallon of organic milk and a loaf of bread pretty much, you know, for 1 hour of your work. I mean, and there's people that make a lot better money than that, but you know, the average American's making what, $12 to $15 an hour probably. And so you gotta, don't overspend on the silver. You know, it's great to have some. It's great to have some gold if you can. If you can't, I mean, how big's your stack need to be? To be honest with you, right here, what you see on this table right here is probably bigger than and a bigger percentage of Americans have. You know, because a lot of people don't believe in it. Don't take the time to research and like we do and figure things out. And for you new stackers, you know, that's a big question. How much silver do I need? Well, it's how much you can afford and do your research. And if you believe in it, then you believe in it and get what you want, get what you would like to have, what fits your budget, and do your own research. And I look for silver to keep going up, to be honest with you, or I wouldn't be having a stack. If I didn't look to I missed Bitcoin. Most of us did, you know. Wouldn't that have been nice when it was 50 cents a Bitcoin to bought $10 worth, you know. But I missed that. I missed several other good options that I could have had coming through life. So, you know, and I've always got a little silver along, so I just continued with silver. And that's why I've stacked silver. And to be honest with you, I'm in the season now where my season is really starting, my work season. So I'm not stacking or buying any silver lately. I've got other things, other priorities in my life right now that I need to deal with. And so I'm not going to be adding a lot for the next few weeks. And it's a good thing because it's going up. So it's kind of a good time for me to taper off anyway. But I still think it's a good idea. I think even at $24.37 an ounce, you know, I still think it's a deal. You know, if you can get it for anything under 30, I've always said, because I do look for it in the next few years to at least be over 30. I hope that it goes to 100 tomorrow, but in one way, in another way, I dread it if it happens, because I think it'll just be horrible. Life will be horrible when those times come. I honestly believe that. And, you know, we're fighting in a few different fronts around the world right now, and bombs and missiles are going off. And every time that happens, you know, there's silver being lost. Because, like I've said many times, there's 500 ounces of silver in each Tomahawk warhead missile that's fired. Around 500 ounces of silver gets turned to dust. And a lot of those are fired over the ocean. So, I mean, that's kind of non-recoverable if you ask me. They may figure out a way to go down and scratch the sand in the bottom of the ocean one day to recover it. But I'd say that's no time soon. But I have some friends that have asked me about how big their stack should be and yada yada and this and that. And it's how big you can afford, you know. Don't stretch it out to where, or go in debt to do it, you know, is my opinion of it. And I'm not telling people what to do. That's just my opinion of it. But anyway, let's go over a little bit what we got on the table here today. The first and the most important thing on this table is this right here. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Everybody needs one of these, and you need to read it and figure it out, because that's our rights. That's something that we can't allow to be taken from us right there, no matter what. You can't trade this for security, because you'll end up with neither. It's what'll happen, you know. George Orwell said one time, and it's kind of run chills up the back of my spine. He said, if you want to imagine the future, imagine a big black boot stomping on a human face. As long as I'm alive, I hope that don't happen to me or my children, because it wouldn't be a good thing. But anyway, let's go over a few of the things we got here on the table. Some constitutional silver, some foreign silver. You know, you got some numismatic value in all this. There's a 1964 dime that I've obviously put in a case because it is BU, gem quality. Something like that you might want to put in an airtight and save, because I bet you that right there is a MS dime, and a 1964 silver dime in an MS shape is, I should have looked it up before I started the video, but I didn't. But it's worth a lot more than just the silver value. I promise you that. It's 80% silver. Any of the American coins pre-1964, you know, it takes $1.40 worth of that to make an ounce. And it has some pretty cool other stuff too. There's a Canadian 5-cent nickel, and it's at 925 silver sterling. It's a little bitty thing, huh? Tiny little thing. Let's compare it to one of their 10 cents. And their 10 cent, this 10 cent, 1940 is 80% silver. But this here 5-cent piece is 1897 5 cent, and it's 925. And I'll set them out of the way as we do them here. We'll go through some. Here's the English 3 pence, 1941, and it's 40% silver. And you need to know these things when you're buying. If you're getting them from coin shops or wherever, you need to understand that some stuff, it may take a lot more of it to, you know, we started in 65 making $50 out of 40% silver. So this 3 pence 1941 has as much silver content. Well, the content is the same. This is 40% silver, and these two $50 here, 1969, both of them are also 40% silver. You got to be aware of all that stuff. And so that makes these worth anywhere from what, $2.50, $3, maybe a little more silver content compared to, let's pull up 4 of these quarters here, because they're all 64s or better. Let's see, it's got 4, there's a 53. And here is they're all 64s. These are all 64s right here. Okay. These 4 64s have twice as much silver in them as these two $50. They both have a dollar value, but this has a lot more silver in it. Twice as much silver, and then some, actually. And you can tell by looking at the edges when you're looking at silver. And these actually show that same thing, that solid silver edge. But I think they made them to 70, maybe, is when they quit making the $50. And here's it was those 66s. Let me go back and double check. No, they're 69s, both of those. And these are also 40% silver, the 66s. But I happened to get a roll of those that were uncirculated, and I was tickled to get them. And they are 40% silver as well. Anything 64 and below is, there's another 66. That's really nice coin. They're in BU condition too. And that's what your numismatic value, that's when your numismatic value comes in, when you have something like, you got this versus this. I mean, you can tell by comparison, you know, this has been pocket change before and this hasn't, you know. So of course the shiny 66 is going to be worth quite a bit more numismatic value than, but if you come down to a shift situation, you know, this may go as the same price as that to get a loaf of bread. You know, it's just different situations. But if I went to a coin show and sold this compared to this, you know, I'd get quite a bit more for this one just because it's in BU condition. You got to take all that stuff into consideration. And we got another 10 cent, 1913 Canadian, and it is 925 fine silver sterling. That's what they call 925. It's got the king, which is what Rex means, I think. I think Rex means king. What else we got here to show? Here's an English sixpence, 1926. And that's the English. They both have the king on them, though. It's pretty cool, huh? And it looks about like the same coin, almost. Except the back of them are different. But they both have the same king on it, just like they've been making stuff with a queen on it, Canada and England. Here's a 1941 sixpence, and it's 0.55 silver. And where this is 1/10 of an ounce round, a Walker, or an Eagle, I should say, 1/10 of an ounce. And then we got the grams, 1 gram Buffalo. And to make a troy ounce is 31.5 of these to make 1 troy ounce. There's another little Buffalo that I picked up. And to be honest with you, I got these in the pawn shop. All 4 of those these 2 and these 2. And the grams, the pawn shop guy sold them all 4 to me as grams. He didn't realize that these were tenths. So there's deals like that too. You know, both of these eagles were tenths. And one of them is a $50 eagle, and the other one is a copy of the silver dollar eagle. See, the $50 Walker. And then different ones. And here's a 1961 dime, which is 90% silver. And what else we got here? Canadian 10 cent. And by this time, 1957, the Queen is there, and it's got a sailing ship on it. I like any coin with a ship on it. Here's another one, 1949, and the King was on it. Huh? So 1957. That's the transition years. Look how young Elizabeth was. Yep, Elizabeth. She was a young girl when she got to be queen. And there's her father. He was king in 1949, and then in 1957 she was queen. It's pretty cool how things change. Here's the mackerel dime. Confederation Centennial, 80% silver. Look, she's getting older. I like that. You can actually go through her whole life looking, you know, it's pretty cool. She's been on so many coins. And there's a sailing ship, 1953. And there she is again. I didn't read let's see, that's 80% silver too. And then another Canadian 10-cent piece with a ship on it, 1959, same as last. This one's pretty cool. I picked up for $2.50 in a pawn shop. It's a 1917 S Mercury dime. Pretty good shape, but not great shape. Not full bands, but pretty good shape. And it's about a $15 to $20 coin. I picked up for $2.50. And there's just a little bit of quarters, and I like to have some of this on hand just in case. These are beaters, you know. Some people call them junk silver, but I call silver silver. You know, there's no such thing as junk silver to me, but call it what you will. It's this right here is 90% silver, and I do love me some silver, as you well know by the title of our show here. And it is our show. It belongs to all of us, and I love the comments when you comment. And there's a old Barber dime. That's a 90% dime. Looks like 1908 Barber dime. There's another Merc. That one's in pretty good shape right there. That's a 1935. Pretty cool looking at these. And it's full bands. You know, let me get a better shot of it without that glare. It's got full bands on that bad boy. So that one there is worth a little bit in my rattler. And look at this here, 1964 dime. And this video has went way longer than what I expected. 1964, I'm sorry. But look at that pretty dime. You know, the more you look, the more you'll find. Okay, here's the quiz for today. What does BBX mean? Because the book that I found this in, was in one of these. And it had BBX on it. So what does that mean? Brilliant something? The last dime we got here is a 1959. Very, very nice dime. But really, I didn't mean for the video to go that long. I got to talking, jabbering. I wanted to show people the different kind of constitutional silver and the different countries and how it's all different. And you've got to watch, you know, you can't buy a Canadian dime and pay as much for it as you do a United States dime. You know, the older ones, the ones that are silver, because that one's 80%, you know, and this one is 90%. So, of course, there's more silver content in the American dime than there is Canadian dime. So, until you get knowledge and all that, then I would advise people just to stick to the constitutional stuff, the American stuff, if you can. And if you can't, you know, it all depends on what you want to do, what your stack is to you, you know, what it means to you. It all depends on that. But that's some of my constitutional silver and some of my stacking. And as you can see, I'm not prejudiced silver. As long as it's silver, got silver content, I will add it to my stack if it's the right price. And I'd advise everybody else to do the same. That's just advice. That's not me telling you to go out and spend your whole paycheck and buy silver with it and not have anything to eat next week. You gotta have to have cash to make it through this old world. But more important than the silver, once again, is this right here. And I'd advise everybody to go to Walmart in the book section and try to get you one of these. This one come from the Heritage Foundation, which I think my father might have got some coins from a few years back. He was still with us. God rest his soul. I miss that old man. But that's all I'll bother y'all today. I love everybody, and I hope everybody's doing good and has a great week. We're almost through it. Just keep on trucking. And, you know, there's a high point to this stuff. You know, everything, when it starts going up, you know, it reaches a point and it'll come back down a little bit and level off. So, I mean, that's everything. That's a Bitcoin, that's silver, that's gold. And, you know, it's like a spring. Then when it takes off, it goes. And then it'll hit a ceiling, and then it'll come back down a little bit. So, or may come way back down. You never know. I mean, you never know about these things, especially with silver, how they manipulate it. But, so you got to kind of watch and try to buy the lows if you can. But honestly, in my opinion, in my small mind, I think as long as it's under $30 an ounce for silver, I think we ought to be picking up a little bit every now and then. That's just my opinion of it. But like I said earlier too, I don't buy it all the time. There's times when I have a little bit of extra money, I may buy an ounce of silver or 2 ounces of silver. But when I don't, and I have other things to save my money and try to accomplish in life, bills to pay, family, you know, we have some me and my fiance has some family things coming up here in the next few months, and that we're going to both need cash for. So, You know, my extra cash is probably going to be going toward that for a while, or bills, you know, whatever. But I don't just take every extra dime I got and spend it on silver. And I hadn't, what silver you've seen me display on this show is just, it's taken me decades to pick up, you know, and accomplish it. You know, it's more of a hobby to me. Some people collect stamps, I collect coins. You know, that's kind of the way it's been. Or bullion, you know, I just love silver in any shape, form, or fashion. So that's just me. And 25 minutes is long enough, don't you think? I'll hush now. And for the ones that made it to the end of the video, please like and comment and subscribe if you liked it. There's going to be more of it to come. But the comments are very important to me. Love and blessings, everyone. And I hope you have a great finish to this week. And get ready for a good weekend for everybody. Love and blessings. We'll see y'all later.